Hello, you've caught up with me here again up in the San Gabriel Mountains. Just to get you oriented, that's the crest of the San Gabriels behind me. The road cut running through there is California's ill-fated Highway 38, which doesn't go through anymore. And the bowl-shaped valley behind me is where Crystal Lake is. Now, people who spend a lot of time in the mountains might see that bowl-shaped steep-walled valley up there in the mountains, think, oh, that's a glacial cirque, and then you might think that these sort of hummocky things down at the bottom of this valley might be glacial moraines. And indeed, that's what the first geologist to study this area thought. However, a more recent study has shown that these deposits are actually rock avalanche deposits. So what is a rock avalanche? Well, it's like a cross between a landslide in that it has a large amount of rock that moves downhill, and an avalanche in that it moves very quickly and can run a long distance. In this case, the distance from the headscarp up there where it came from down to the bottom of the deposits down there is about 3 miles. As for how fast they can go, although this one happened prehistorically, so no one knows exactly how fast it went, these things have been observed traveling from about 100 to 250 miles an hour. So well faster than you can run. So if we were to see one happen right now and come down that valley, it would come down that about a minute from to cover those 3 miles maybe. Now this is not the only rock avalanche deposit in the San Gabriels. In fact, there's another one right over this way. In Alpine Canyon, you can see some light-colored rocks down there. There's again sort of a rumbly appearance down at the bottom of that valley. That's another one. Now, if we want to know how old these are, it turns out until recently they were thought to be fairly old. In 2016, a study by Schurler et al. Did some various dating techniques, including something called cosmogenic exposure dating, where they looked at basically you can see how long things like boulders or surfaces have been exposed to the sky and absorbing cosmic rays. Basically, cosmic rays, as they bombard things on the surface, they cause a very small amount of nuclear reactions that create exotic elements like 10 beryllium, only in very small quantities. But then if you have sophisticated equipment, you can measure these tiny quantities of these radioactive elements. And then based on how much is accumulated, you can figure out how old the surface was. So this rock avalanche here, the Crystal Lake rock avalanche, has been dated at only 8,000 or 9,000 years old. And the Alpine Canyon rock avalanche is even younger, at only 1,000 or 2,000 years old. So these things are quite young. And these aren't the only ones in the San Gabriel Mountains either. There's a whole bunch of these over also in San Antonio Canyon over by Mount Baldy. There's at least 4 there, I think. And those are also all, well, maybe not all, but mostly under 10,000 years old. Looking at the San Gabriels writ large, there seems to maybe be one of these big rock avalanches every 1,000 years or so. Yeah, so these are big events. Basically the whole bottom of this valley here with the switchbacks going down it is all sort of rumbled terrain that suggests that's part of that rock avalanche deposit. The volume of that has been estimated to be between 0.6 to 2 cubic kilometers, which would give it a mass of up to maybe about 5 billion tons. So not something you want to see coming down at you at 250 miles an hour. Another hazard these kind of rock avalanches can create, other than directly crushing you, is that they can sometimes dam rivers to create lakes. In this case, there's a very small lake up there, Crystal Lake, which was presumably dammed by the avalanche. It's probably not very hazardous. But if one of these rock avalanches dams a major river, like say one were to dam the San Gabriel River, well, that's not that major, I guess, as rivers go. But if you, up in like the Himalayas, these things sometimes dam major rivers. And then that forms a big old lake, but they're not very stable dams because they're just made of this loose broken rock debris, and then eventually the river overtops it and creates a massive flood. So this is another secondary problem of these rock avalanches, which may not be quite as big of an issue in the San Gabriels just because we don't have huge rivers here, but is a major concern in other mountainous areas of the world. Okay, well, I need to keep moving to get to the Crystal Lake store before it closes at 5. So see you guys next time. Like, share, and subscribe.